every decade, with most of this loss happening during sleep. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that people over 60 experience this significant decline in muscle mass over time. What's even more alarming? By the time you finish watching this video, your muscle mass may decrease by about 0.2%, unless you act now. In today's video, we'll reveal the 8 most powerful foods to eat before bedtime, ranked from least to most important, including the #1 food that makes a real difference. Even without exercise, seniors who ate this particular food before bed saw a 22% increase in muscle protein synthesis overnight. What's surprising is that 99% of older adults don't know about this food that can help rebuild up to 69% of lost muscle. In light of the disturbing findings of recent studies, we will discuss that. If you want to get stronger, you are not even close to being too old. However, before we get started, how old are you? Please share your age with us in the comments section. First things first, without further ado, let's begin with the cuisine that comes in at number 8 on our list. It is straightforward, but it is often forgotten despite the fact that it is essential for protecting your muscles. It is the 8th cottage cheese. Cottage cheese may not sound particularly thrilling, but it is a game-changer for senior citizens who are attempting to maintain their muscle mass. The significant amount of casein protein that is found in cottage cheese is what gives it its distinctive flavor. Casein is a slow-digesting protein. Casein, on the other hand, releases amino acids gradually over the period of 6 to 8 hours in contrast to whey, which causes a spike in your bloodstream and then fades almost immediately. Because of this, it is perfect for bedtime when your body has gone for several hours without eating. Cottage cheese functions as a slow-release patch that maintains a high concentration of the building blocks that your muscles require in order to live and rebuild while you are sleeping. This occurs during the natural increase in muscle breakdown that occurs during sleep. For the purpose of a study that was published in the British Journal of Nutrition, older persons were given 30 grams of casein before going to bed, and their muscle recovery was assessed throughout the night. According to the findings, individuals who did not consume any food experienced a 31% increase in the amount of muscle protein that was synthesized overnight. The control group had a loss of muscle mass, but the group that consumed cottage cheese maintained their muscle mass and even gained more. The significance of this cannot be overstated, particularly for senior citizens who engage in strenuous resistance exercise, yet nevertheless wish to preserve their strength and mobility. In the 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed, cottage cheese is at its most delicious. When we get started, I would really appreciate it if you could tell me where you are coming from today. Leave a remark below, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. In addition, make sure you click the subscribe button and adjust your alert settings so that you are never left out of SeniorHealth's most helpful health advice. And if you are watching at this very now, I want to know that you are agreeing with me. Leave a comment with a 1 if you feel that this video resonates with you. In the event that not, type 0. Choose cottage cheese that is basic and low in fat to cut down on calories and ingredients that aren't necessary. You can add a few slices of banana or a sprinkling of cinnamon to the dish if you feel that the flavor is lacking in complexity. The natural sugars included in fruit will not interfere with your ability to sleep, and the potassium that is added helps to relax your muscles. You should begin with a half cup and observe how your body reacts to it. After eating it, some people experience feelings of warmth and relaxation, which can be attributed to the slow-release tryptophan, which also helps people fall asleep. Cottage cheese may appear to be an outdated food option, but it is actually one of the most effective tools that older citizens may employ to preserve their muscle mass while they sleep. As a result of its low cost, simple digestion, and natural composition, it is specifically designed to keep muscles supplied even when the body is resting. If you have been experiencing symptoms of weakness such as waking up feeling weak, sore, or slower than normal, this particular diet could be the cause. It is the 7th. Eggs that have been hard-boiled. Eggs that have been hard-boiled are one of the most versatile and nutrient-dense muscle protectors that you can consume, particularly before going to bed. They are not only a source of high-quality protein, it is because they provide vital amino acids in the precise proportions that your body requires in order to keep its lean mass. The body's ability to metabolize protein becomes less effective after the age of 60, making this a particularly essential consideration for senior citizens. Even if you consume the appropriate nutrients, your muscles will not respond to them if the quality of those foods is not high enough. Eggs are the solution to that dilemma. Every single one of them has around 6 g of complete protein in addition to leucine, which is a potent amino acid that directly stimulates the growth of muscle. When compared to those who did not ingest whole eggs before going to bed, older citizens who did so had a 19% higher rate of muscle preservation over a period of 12 weeks, according to a study that was conducted in 2021 on nutrition. Furthermore, the researchers observed that eggs increased levels of IGF-1, a hormone that is responsible for the repair of tissue and has a tendency to decrease significantly with increasing age. All of this may be accomplished with a straightforward diet that can be prepared in a matter of minutes, which results in improved nighttime recovery, decreased soreness, and a slower rate of age-related muscle loss. Timing and portion control are the most important factors. Most elderly people can get by with just 1 or 2 eggs that have been hard-boiled about half an hour before going to bed. Despite the fact that you might not have a very strong appetite late at night, they are simple to digest. As a result of their minimal sugar and starch content, they will not disrupt either your blood sugar levels or your ability to sleep. If you want to increase the benefits even further, you can sprinkle some black pepper or turmeric on top of the ingredients. The pepper helps your body absorb the turmeric more effectively, which in turn lowers inflammation that occurs during the night. To satisfy your desire for additional calories and ensure that you remain full throughout the night, you may even combine the eggs with a small piece of avocado. For elderly people who have trouble maintaining their appetite or who do not enjoy eating large meals before going to bed, hard-boiled eggs are one of the most effective methods to sneak in protein that is both clean and efficient. Not only are they convenient, but they are also packed with nourishment that helps save muscle. What you consume throughout the day is not the only factor that determines how strong you are. The nourishment that you provide for your body before it goes to sleep is exactly what your muscles require, and eggs provide it. This is the 6th. This protein-rich fish packs a tremendous punch when it comes to keeping muscle mass in elderly citizens. Although tuna in olive oil might not appear to be a traditional nighttime dish, it is an excellent choice for older adults. The combination of the high amount of lean protein and the important omega-3 fatty acids that tuna contains is what makes it such a valuable food, particularly before going to bed. Not only do these nutrients assist in the development and maintenance of muscle, but they also lessen inflammation and speed up the process of tissue healing. When the ingredients are packed in olive oil, the advantages are much more profound. The healthy fats cause a tiny slowdown in digestion, which results in a continuous release of amino acids throughout the night. Additionally, they maintain your body in an anabolic state, which is a state that promotes muscle growth. Those older adults who ingested a high-protein omega-3 rich cuisine like tuna before going to sleep had a 34% larger boost in nighttime muscle protein synthesis compared to those who did not include good fats in their evening meal. According to a study that was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in the year 2020, olive oil was particularly significant due to the fact that it facilitated the enhancement of the absorption of fat, soluble nutrients such as vitamin D, and was responsible for the enhancement of anti-inflammatory indicators in the blood. Therefore, you will have less muscular soreness in the morning, improved muscle retention, and a quicker return to strength after you have slept. When preparing tuna, for this reason, it is recommended that you use tuna in olive oil rather than tuna in water. In addition to facilitating nighttime recovery, the oil acts as a digestive aid. If you are looking for something that will assist you in feeling full, you can take around half of a can and consume it with a few slices of cucumber or crackers made with nutritious grains. If you want to add some flavor to it, you can also combine it with a little bit of sea salt or a tiny squeeze of lemon. Before going to bed, you should steer clear of mayonnaise and other heavy sauces, because they might create bloating and disrupt your sleep. Leucine is an amino acid that functions as a trigger switch for muscle building, and tuna is one of the natural sources that contains the highest concentration of leucine on the planet. In addition, leucine becomes particularly significant in older adults, since the body needs a greater quantity of it in order to elicit the same response that is noticed in younger individuals. It is possible to combat sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle that affects millions of elderly people in a covert manner, by ensuring that you get enough of it during the night. Simply because of this food is one of the most intelligent and straightforward options available to you. If you are serious about waking up stronger rather than weaker, you should make tuna and olive oil a regular part of your evening routine. It helps the body recuperate, reduces inflammation, and provides clean protein without putting the digestive system under the burden that heavier meals do. This is not only powerful, but also useful, and it is effective. This is the fifth, Greek yogurt. Although Greek yogurt may appear to be a simple snack, it is actually one of the most comprehensive and beneficial foods that senior citizens can consume. If you want to safeguard your muscles, you should have it before going to bed. It is distinguished from other products by the presence of calcium, natural probiotics, and slow-digesting protein in its composition. Greek yogurt, in contrast to regular yogurt, is strained to remove excess moisture, which results in it being packed with casein protein. Casein protein is the same type of protein that digests slowly and fuels muscle repair throughout the night that regular yogurt does. In addition, it provides your body with a continuous supply of amino acids for up to 7 hours after you have eaten, which is just what your aging muscles require while you are sleeping. During the course of a clinical investigation that was published in Frontiers in Nutrition, researchers provided older persons with a snack consisting of Greek yogurt that was high in protein before they went to bed. The researchers discovered that the individuals had a 26% higher rate of muscle protein synthesis throughout the course of the night in comparison to those who did not consume any food at all. Furthermore, what is even more intriguing is that they demonstrated enhanced mitochondrial activity in muscle tissue. This indicates that the cells not only recovered more effectively, but they also created more energy the next day. Those elderly people who deal with morning fatigue or muscle weakness after sleeping will find this to be a significant victory. Eat around half a cup of Greek yogurt that is plain and unsweetened 30 to 45 minutes before going to bed in order to gain the greatest benefit. Steer clear of the flavored types, as they frequently contain a significant amount of added sugar, which might impede the recovery process. You can add some ground cinnamon, a few sliced strawberries, or a dash of vanilla essence to the mixture if you feel like it needs a little more flavor. For those who want to take the effect to the next level, incorporate 1 teaspoon of chia seeds into the mixture. These contribute additional fiber and omega-3 fatty acids, both of which make digestion easier and further reduce inflammation. In addition, Greek yogurt is abundant in calcium, which not only helps maintain bone health, but also plays an important part in the contraction of muscles and the transmission of nerve impulses. It is more important than most people realize that maintaining a mineral balance is important for elderly people who are experiencing stiffness, weakness, or muscle cramping that is related to sleep. Additionally, the probiotics found in Greek yogurt are beneficial to gastrointestinal health, which has been increasingly linked to improved muscle metabolism in people of advanced age. Therefore, you are not only providing nourishment to your muscles, but you are also constructing a more robust internal system to support them. Greek yogurt might be the quietly effective treatment that your muscles have been looking for. If you are experiencing a decline in strength and waking up with the sensation that your body is shutting down, it is simple, quick, and filled with everything your body ought to have in order to heal, rebuild, and maintain its strength while you are sleeping. The fourth option is warm milk, infused with turmeric. Having a glass of warm milk before going to bed is not merely a custom. This supplement, particularly when taken with turmeric, has the potential to be a muscle-saving powerhouse for senior citizens. The milk contains high-quality whey protein, calcium, and tryptophan, all of which contribute to a more restful night's sleep and speed up the recuperation of muscles during the night. Additionally, turmeric contains curcumin, which is a potent natural anti-inflammatory substance that helps to minimize the breakdown of muscle tissue and promotes healthy joint function. When combined, they make up one of the most powerful beverages that may be consumed before going to bed in order to maintain strength and combat inflammation while you are sleeping. According to the findings of a study that was published in the journal Nutritional Neuroscience in 2022, older persons who had the tiny protein-rich drink before going to bed experienced a 32% improvement in overnight muscle protein synthesis in comparison to those who observed a fast. The addition of curcumin to the treatment resulted in participants experiencing less morning aches and reduced stiffness, both of which are indications that the muscle and joint tissue were better preserved overnight. This is quite important for elderly people who just wake up feeling weak or achy from sleeping. This beverage can be prepared in a straightforward manner, which is the finest method to improve digestion. It is recommended to heat 1 cup of milk, ideally organic or A2 milk, until it is warm but not exactly boiling. To improve the body's ability to absorb the turmeric, mix in A4 of a teaspoon of ground turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. Honey can also be added if you feel the need for sweetness. However, it is recommended that you restrict the amount of honey to a minimum in order to avoid unneeded spikes in sugar levels. A4 of an hour before going to bed, take it softly. As the milk begins to transfer amino acids to your muscles, the warm liquid helps to relax your nervous system, and your muscles will use these amino acids to repair themselves during the night. You can use plant-based milks, such as almond or oat milk, if you are lactose intolerant. However, you should make sure that these milks are fortified with calcium and have additional protein added to them. If you want the muscle protective properties of dairy products to be as near as possible, look for versions that contain pea or soy protein. On the other hand, genuine dairy products provide the most conclusive scientific evidence for the preservation of muscle mass in older persons, particularly overnight. In addition to providing your body with nutrition, this beverage also helps your brain and hormones get ready for a restful and rejuvenating night's sleep. The combination of these two factors is what makes it so successful. As a result of the fact that muscle does not grow during workouts, it grows when you rest, recuperate, and provide your body with the raw materials it requires. In addition, this golden beverage could be a nightly ritual that makes all the difference for senior citizens who are attempting to maintain their strength without the use of pills or strict diets. Third in all, almond butter. Although it may appear to be nothing more than a delectable spread, almond butter is actually a nutrient-dense diet that digests slowly and helps to preserve muscle while also enhancing the quality of sleep. This combination is quite uncommon and potent for senior citizens. Almond butter is distinguished from other types of butter by the fact that it contains a combination of beneficial fats, plant-based protein, magnesium, and vitamin E, all of which promote muscle recovery and repair throughout the evening hours. While you are sleeping, your body requires consistent energy in order to continue the process of rebuilding. Almond butter offers this benefit without creating a surge in blood sugar or a drop in insulin levels, both of which could interrupt your sleep. Researchers discovered in a study that was published in the year 2020 in the journal Nutrients that older persons who had a modest piece of fat derived from almonds before going to bed experienced a 17% improvement in nighttime nitrogen retention, which is an important indicator of muscle maintenance. A decrease in levels of cortisol, the stress hormone that is responsible for the breakdown of muscle during the night, was observed in the same study. Furthermore, this indicates that almond butter not only nourishes your muscles, but also prevents them from being pulled down while you're sleeping. 1 tablespoon approximately 30 minutes before going to bed is all that is required to reap the advantages. Eat it plain if you are attempting to restrict the amount of carbohydrates you consume, or spread it on a slice of toast made with whole grains if you want more fiber. In addition, The magnesium included in almonds helps to relax muscles and promotes deeper sleep by reducing the activity of nerve signals. An elderly citizen who struggles with restless legs, twitching, or light sleeping habits will find this to be a significant benefit. Simply make sure to select a natural almond butter that does not contain any added sugar or oils that have been hydrogenated. The sort that is heavily processed and more like candy is not what you want. You want the kind that is pure and dense and adheres to the spoon well. Those who are elderly and have a tendency to wake up hungry in the middle of the night can benefit tremendously from consuming almond butter. Because of the high fat and protein content, it maintains a steady level of blood sugar for several hours, providing your muscles with consistent nourishment from the time you go to bed until you wake up. This is not a spectacular solution, but it is effective. In addition, for those who are attempting to maintain their strength after the age of 60, this luscious and satiating diet might be doing more for your muscles than 50% of the supplements that are currently available. Second, sour cherry juice is the choice. Cherry juice with a tart flavor is more than simply a popular health drink. Even though it only takes 1 glass, it is one of the most effective strategies for elderly citizens to minimize muscle soreness, increase the quality of their sleep, and enhance the regeneration of their muscles while they are sleeping. What sets tart cherries apart from other types of cherry is the high quantity of natural substances known as anthocyanins that they contain. Oxidative stress and inflammation in muscle tissue are both reduced by these potent antioxidants, which are found in muscle tissue. When you reach the age of 60, your body has a more difficult time removing the cellular damage that accumulates throughout the day. This is a significant adjustment for people who are in their latter years. What's more, if it continues, your muscles will never entirely recover. In a study that was conducted in 2019 and published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition, researchers discovered that persons over the age of 50 who consumed tart cherry juice prior to going to bed reported up to 33% reduced muscle pain and a 15% increase in the efficiency of their sleep when compared to a group that received a placebo. Not only did the researchers attribute the results to the anti-inflammatory benefits, but they also attributed them to melatonin, which is a hormone that is found in tart cherry and is responsible for sleep. More restorative cycles during which growth hormone is released and muscle regeneration occurs at its peak are the result of better sleep, which means more time spent in these cycles. Drinking approximately 4 to 6 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice 30 to 45 minutes before going to bed will provide you with the maximum benefit. It is imperative that the product be labeled as 100% tart cherry and not sweet cherry or blends that have added sugar. You do not want your blood sugar to increase right before you go to bed. In order to improve the flavor of the juice, you may either dilute it with a small amount of water or add a very small amount of lemon juice. Take care not to overdo it. It only takes a small amount for your body to begin the procedures that are necessary for its recuperation. Another benefit of this juice is that it helps maintain healthy joints and alleviates the symptoms of arthritis. This is especially helpful if you are experiencing muscle loss around painful joints. In addition, because it helps to relax the nervous system and reduces the amounts of cortisol that are produced during the night, it protects against the chemicals that promote muscle loss, which can increase when stress or lack of sleep is present. For elderly people who wake up feeling exhausted, sore, or exhausted even after spending the entire night in bed, this might be the missing component. Naturally occurring foods that help you go asleep more quickly, stay asleep for longer periods of time, and restore your muscles, all at the same time, are extremely uncommon. However, tart cherry juice accomplishes just that, and including it into your routine before bedtime is one of the easiest methods to boost long-term strength and independence. You can begin by consuming only a few ounces of it tonight. Is the first when it comes to preventing muscle loss after the age of 60. Nothing rivals the effectiveness of a high-quality whey protein shake before going to bed. Leucine is one of the necessary amino acids that can be found in abundance in whey protein, the one and only most significant factor that initiates the production of muscle protein. As you get older, your body develops a resistance to the lesser amounts of protein that you consume. The term for this would be anabolic resistance. If you want to keep the muscle you already have and rebuild the muscle that you've lost, this indicates that you need more of the appropriate form of protein. Whey protein is able to circumvent this issue. Rapid absorption, rapid stimulation of muscle growth, and continued support for recovery throughout the first few hours of sleep are simply some of the benefits of this supplement. The effects of a 40-gram whey protein shake consumed shortly before bedtime in persons over the age of 65 were investigated in a clinical experiment that was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in the year 2021. The outcomes were absolutely astounding. A 22% increase in muscle protein synthesis was observed overnight among the participants, along with enhanced strength increases and improved functional performance in walking and balancing. Additionally, they exhibited decreased signs of muscle degradation that occurred overnight. That means that you will have more strength in the morning, less soreness, and stronger muscles over time simply by drinking the simple shake throughout the day. Take 1 scoop of high-quality whey protein isolate and combine it with either water or unsweetened almond milk approximately 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. This will yield the greatest possible effects. Steer clear of bulk gainers and sugary protein blends, as they might cause an increase in blood sugar and disrupt your ability to have a good night's sleep. To achieve a more substantial shake, you may combine it with a half of a banana or a small spoon of almond butter. This will provide you with lasting energy. The trick is to make sure that it is not only light and easy to digest, but also abundant in clean protein. Whey isolate is the better option if you are lactose intolerant, whereas hydrazed whey is the better choice if digestion is an issue. The production of growth hormone and insulin-like growth factor 1 IGF-1 during sleep is also supported by whey protein. These hormones are essential for the process of rebuilding muscle, strengthening connective tissue, and boosting recovery. This is of utmost significance for elderly people who are living with issues such as frailty, falling, or sluggish healing after engaging in physical activity. In addition, in contrast to many other meals, a protein shake is simple to make even if you are not hungry at the time. The mixing process takes only a few seconds. It is gentle on the stomach, and it provides your muscles with exactly what they require. It is possible that consuming this one snack at the appropriate time could be the difference between waking up stronger or losing more muscle in the course of each night. Nightly consumption of a whey protein shake is an absolute necessity for elderly citizens who are serious about maintaining their independence, vitality, and strength long into their 70s and beyond. Yes, that is necessary. After the age of 60, your muscles will not only become less noticeable during the day, but they will also disappear when you are sleeping. The proper food consumed at the appropriate moment has the potential to transform that. The 8 foods listed here are not fads. Rather, they are tools that are supported by scientific research and trusted by actual results. Additionally, the more consistent you are, the more resilient you will remain. In the comments section, please let us know what kind of food you plan to sample before going to bed tonight. On top of that, if you want to receive more strong health advice for seniors that is based on scientific research, click the subscribe button and enable notifications right away. Let's take it one night at a time and work on restoring your strength. If you want to get stronger, you are not even close to being too old. In the event that you have any inquiries or would like to share your personal experiences, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below.